Hey church, Pastor Raphael right here. I'm sitting across Thobezweni Sithole, and he preached for us yesterday on Psalm 19, and it was really powerful. And so we just want to spend some time just talking more about Mhlengi, the Mhlengi church, the church that he's going to be planting. But before we do that, first of all, I want to say welcome to Williamsport, and thank you so much for being here.
Oh no, thank you, man. Thank you for having me. It's been a great time here.
That's awesome.
Amazing people.
Yeah.
Just meeting some people, gifts, Bibles, and all of that. and last night going to that retreat area. It was good.
Camp Sasko. That's good.
Yeah, Camp Sasko.
Yeah, and so would you tell us a little bit more about? Tell us a little bit more about yourself, your background, and then also just really, just you and your journey of faith, and then also even your family. Before we dive into the church that you're getting ready to plant.
Okay, so I'm South African. Grew up in a Zulu. I'm a Zulu man, as it were, but in a mixed family. In the sense, I have to explain that. In the sense that my grandmother married my mom's stepdad.
Okay.
And so I was raised by them, my grandparents, and then 98 I was about 8 years old. So we used to walk to church every Sunday morning. And then one time my granddad was like, "No, it's cold. Stay home and I'll go to church." Lo and behold, he never came back.
Oh man!
And then I always associated the loss of my granddad to the church. So I hated the idea of going to church or being in a church community. And my grandmother was grieving, so that added to that. And my mother, of course, she's single parent. She's as it were hustling and working for us as a family. So in terms of my background, I grew up in that type of context. But by God's grace, man, I was a troublesome teenager. So my grandmother had to rely on the church community again. So having gone back, she had to draw me back in and then take me to a camp. And there were men in the church who just took interest in my life. That was very formative for me. Not much of the gospel, more traditional, more legalistic, but a bit of John 3 verse 16 here and there. So I mean, I would say I heard the gospel. But God-fearing people, so that's pretty much it. I believed in the Lord. I went to seminary, studied theology there, a bachelor in theology. Very passionate in my last year about Christocentric preaching. And then 2 years down the line, I met my wife, who at the time we just dated for 3 years. And then I had to lobola her. And then I dived into ministry, pastoral ministry, for about I'd say another 3 years. And then the church planting part was on me because of the context where I was, where you had to kind of start things from the ground, from nothing. Actually, start teams, start ministries, work with the little you have. It's the hustle and just the grind of hard ministry in hard places. So I think God was preparing me for the here and now.
That's awesome. That's great.
That's a mouthful, but
that's and it's always amazing to see how God still writes our stories in that way. Where here you are. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to lose, let's say, your grandfather to he has a stroke in the church, and then therefore it puts it puts you away. It takes you far away from church. But then you still see the way God draws you back in, and to show you that He is still good. He's still great and gracious. And And then so fast forward. So now here we are. So you met Sithole.
Yeah.
And then now you're embarking on church planting.
Yeah.
The bug is no longer just a bug. It's now
it's a reality.
It's a reality.
Yeah.
Tell us more about like just at least like what is the plan? What is your dream? Just that like what's brewing? Because I came to Johannesburg and we got to drive around, and I was watching you getting passionate, telling me about where people are, what is happening, and I was like, man, this is getting real. I wanted to just move and come and be part of your church planting team.
Sure. So something very interesting about that. In the context of our history as a country, I was doing ministry in the township, very, very tough area. What you'd call the projects, but highly, highly dense, and a highly impoverished area. And people had to kind of work hard, and to get out of that situation. So what would happen is, historically, people, the development and students were kind of going to varsities, even from rural areas, going into the varsity space. After they graduate, they move into the city. So that's been the trend, where people are moving to the city, and now they're starting families in the city. They are detaching themselves away from the rural area or the projects, as it were. So for me, the question around church planting and the dream was always, where are the people? Not so much where's the place, but where are the people that I'm reaching, the people who have similar stories, the people who my heart breaks for. And lo and behold, I realized, they are in Rosebank, and in Rosebank, they're not only there as young professionals who are working, but they are there as students as well, because they are bussed into the area weekends, and so they play there, they work there, and in a sense, also there's a sense in which they live there, because they now developers are having to construct more and more affordable housing for them. So it was a no-brainer in that sense to say, man, let's go for Rosebank. And then again, when you look around, there's no visibility of the church, and people were sucked into the culture of materialism and relying on just climbing the corporate ladder. No community, a lot of anxiety there. So I was like, man, what would it look like to have gospel community there? And not only that, a gospel community that brings about renewal and dignity, that you say, no, your dignity is in Christ. It's not in accumulation of resources, as it were. Use your resources to bless other people. Let's use this to go back and bring shalom to the broken areas of our city. And that's where it started. Where are we now? We are meeting as a small group, and praying and just doing DNA stuff around the gospel, and actually kind of having a language that we wanna have as our own DNA for evangelism and drawing people into gospel communities, because we want to reach young families, we want to reach students, we want to reach influential people in our city. So one of the guys I'm with there, his name was Mhlengi. He's in the energy sector, and he's also like very passionate about evangelism. In fact, with Sithole, it's his fourth church plant, as it were, because he's been with Honor, he's been with other church plants, Cameron, and Sithole, and this one would be his fourth, and he just wants to get into it and
just to see. He's
got a church planting bug, but as a guy who adds to or contributes towards that work. I can speak the whole day, my brother, about it.
No, that's sure. Good to think about that. You know, because I see the upside down way of planning church planting is where it's like we choose a place first before but like looking and saying, where are the people? where the people. I was thinking about like that. I was in. I think it was Hwange National Park in Zimbabwe, and thinking about I want to see all these animals, like, and so they will take you to the water hole, like, because that's where you will see, like, if you stay there long enough, you will see the elephant come in, you see all the animals,
because that's where they get their sustenance.
Yeah, that's where they get, like, because water. So, and just thinking about that's actually the gospel work is done where we ask ourselves first, where are the people? Where are the people? Where is it that they're drinking, and what is it that they're drinking? Are they drinking quality water, or like Lecrae says, dirty water?
Sure.
Like, and if I can be there to come and be a countercultural voice that actually says that, like, I have the one, like, my people have forsaken me, the fountain of living water, and they're like, and they've dug cisterns, and so that's the picture that came to my mind of just thinking, and you're coming with a church called Mhlengi, the rescuer from, like, you're drinking from all the other unsustainable.
Here's the Redeemer. Here's one who will buy you back.
So walk us through, like, because that is hard to find, but yet at the same time, and I love Redeemer. Yes, the Redeemer. Yes, but Mhlengi a lot more, man. So how did you guys? What's the vision behind that? Like,
man. Of course, like, we want to celebrate just being us. So, I was thinking a name that would resonate with people and where they come from. And as far as that is concerned, Mhlengi, at funerals, when you go to a funeral, a black funeral, one of the encouraging lines or verses that you use, I know my Redeemer lives. And it would be encouraging to people even in their brokenness. So how about we say that to people who are struggling with relationships? How about we say that to people who are lonely, that no, there's a living Redeemer who can draw you out and put you into a community and redeem your brokenness, redeem you from a sense of just the idolatry of seeking identity and acceptance in other things. You are whole. There's wholeness in the Redeemer, and uyapila. He's not dead, and also with that, there's a sense in which there's no visible church in the area, and so it's not like here in Williamsport where it's like so many church buildings. There's no visible church, and so it's a by the way thing. It's a once a year thing for some of the people, and others are de-churched. So they're very cynical towards church and what the gospel is. They don't know. So to just bring a fresh of breath air, like a breath of fresh air to a community and context where these high-rise buildings are coming all over, and we're saying, no, man, here's an alternative community that will redeem you from this thing that will suck the life out of you. Because you want significance from that thing, but it's not satisfying you. You have to keep feeding it.
That's good.
Sure.
That's good. So how do we as a church, so City Church is here, we're in a small city in Williamsport, but we'd love to see how do we come alongside you, how do we come alongside you to support you, to urge you on, to be just like an encouragement to you. So
man, just by virtue of being here, it's just been amazing. Because I don't think your community understands the significance of what you'd call a small city, lot of great things can come out of
yes,
small
cities.
small cities.
Yeah.
I mean, Benjamites, Benjamin, like and Jesus, Bethlehem. Just the small, amazing things can come out of small things. And for us, what would first and foremost prayer?
Yeah.
We need prayer. Like
yeah.
Prayer. We need prayer. Because it's warring, it's warfare. It's warfare. Number two, participation, man. Joburg is a hub city. Joburg is a place where you can fly from Williamsport, connect wherever you connect.
Yeah,
and come through for a summer. You know, it's affordable in that sense. So participation, where you're saying, hey man, I've got 2 or 3 people who are available for the summer, who can come down to Williamsport. That would be amazing, man. And gifts. Planting is expensive. So we work with the little we get. So if I mean, we say, we always emphasize a gospel generosity and
that's good.
Just contributing to the mission and just partnering in that sense. So man, already I'm grateful. Like I said, just by being here, it speaks volumes to us as a family, to us as to Renewal Fellowship. So participate, pray, and partner in giving. Give to City Church, and City Church is passionate about just planting churches. So this I'm not even speaking from Mhlengi, I'm just saying in general. It's significant. Awesome. A lot can come out of Williamsport.
no, that's good. That's an encouragement. Sure. That's an encouragement. But thank you so much. Thank you. And the work of church planting, like you said, is a war. There is a war for souls that's happening, and there's these counterfeit saviors that are there, and here you are coming and proclaiming that our Redeemer lives. And I just want to encourage you, because like it's you know, Isaiah 52 says, your feet are beautiful. How beautiful are the feet of those? And they sometimes will look like a lot of like dust and a lot of like, but you're preaching the gospel in the concrete jungle. So like, which is right in the midst of Johannesburg. And we will be praying for you. We will figure out a way to get some of our people there. And then we'll figure out a way as well to invest, because this is now what investing in something that's eternal versus what's temporary, and that's exciting. That's exciting. But thank you, and we pray that like at least just God continues to bless you and your family, and not only that, just continue to give you more and more people that will join you in this mission. I'm so excited for one of these days walking in. Like you saw when I walked into Renewal, like I just almost broke into tears. Oh wow! And I'm sitting there listening to people singing like our native language, and I'm just listening, and I'm like, Lord, this is beautiful. And so I can't wait to see God do that again. Draw people far from him, near, de-churched, people that like, and not only that, it's you know, when we were standing there and we were eating that night, and I'm listening to stories, and I'm hearing story after story. What's your story? What's your story? And the reason why we need to be praying is because we want more of those stories to come. And because I was also thinking about Revelation chapter, I think it's 7, where it's like, who are these? Like right when you hear people from every nation, every tribe, and every tongue, they say, who are they? They have come out of tribulation. And so I like, when I was thinking about what you were saying, that's like this is what we sing in funerals. This is what they've come out of like really diverse troubles, but yet it's a beautiful picture of, Psalm 107, let the redeemed of the Lord say so. And he has redeemed them from every direction.
You're preaching, my brother. You're preaching.
So, but
it's beautiful. And man, like, I don't want to take this for granted. I failed to mention this. So I'm married. I've mentioned that my wife. I'm like,
yes.
My wife, and I have a daughter. Man. And one of the things specifically for praying for is actually my family. When it's worrying, the war starts in the home. So I'm like, I'm just saying, for me that's kind of like the priority. That for us as a healthy planter, and my calling first is to my wife. That would speak volumes to our city.
That's good
as well. So I just wanted to kind of lay that out there right now as well, to say, man, I am very considerate about or thinking through how my family.
That's good.
Navigates the space as well.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll be praying for that. But anyway, thank you so much, Pastor Toby, for gracing us with your presence here.
Thank you, man.
Not only that, we cannot wait and just to see how God continues to use you. Thank you so much, City Church, for being a welcoming church. Thank you for being just a church that is willing at least to dream about what does it look like to be about what God is about, or what Jesus is about, what the Spirit is about, what the church is meant to be about, extending His glory and seeing nations come to the knowledge of the glory of God. So thank you so much for that. Let's just keep on really just pressing on when it comes to this. God bless.
Amen.